passionate.
He's the man. I'm hanging out with the man. The Magic Man
You heard it
is
here.
hanging out with the man.
Wow. Can I take you everywhere? This is
Everywhere.
amazing.
I'm your new hype man.
I love
and
it.
you don't have to pay me.
Wow, that's good
don't have
because
to
I don't
pay
think
me.
I can afford you. As a kid growing up here, if you'd have said to me, you are going to have a world-class soccer-specific stadium in downtown Los Angeles, I would have said there's no chance in my lifetime that would happen, yet here we are.
A lot of pride for my city. It's where I grew up. It's where I've lived my whole life. I think it's really awesome that we're going to have this opportunity to build one of the best stadiums in MLS right in the heart of the city.
As a player, LA is always that place you circle for away trips. There's always just a little extra sizzle to these games. National TV, the stars come out. It didn't always end the best for me personally, but nice to come back to LA, catch up with some familiar faces, old friends, and really see how the sports landscape is changing here. You've always got the Dodgers, Lakers, Clippers, Angels, Kings, but the Rams have come back to town, and there's a new kid on the MLS block, LAFC, with a unique ownership group that's looking to change the sports and entertainment landscape in Los Angeles.
I played a lot of soccer growing up. Our kids play, my wife played in college. To be a part of a brand new sports franchise for the Los Angeles area was just an opportunity I didn't want to pass up.
We know that soccer fans here in Los Angeles are diehard soccer fans. Soccer is just booming here in America now. It's not the same as it was. I look at it almost like the NBA when Larry Bird and I first came in and the league was down. Now we have stars born and raised here in America that the little boys and girls can look up to, and so that's helped a lot.
So you and Magic riding in on mini excavators, is that something you guys do on the reg, or?
Magic and I have a little weekend club where we drive around Los Angeles on mini excavators, and we'll just dig up a park. They promised me they would always maintain an open roster spot so that I could jump in anytime. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Where do you feel like you would be best utilized on the field?
Anywhere for 2 to 3 minute spurts at a time.
I wish I knew how to kick a ball, how I could get in the goal and knock one, but I don't know how to do all that.
I don't think I would want to play
I
against you.
just know how to shoot the jumper.
You can
that's
do that
it.
well. I don't think I would want to play against you. If I saw you defending me, I'd probably just walk the other direction.
You sure?
I don't think so.
You got all
You'd be
the
a great
moves, though.
striker.
You got all the moves.
I'm not going over, so I gotta go around.
And you're fast too. I can see that.
A little bit, yeah.
Right.
I got some wheels.
You got some wheels?
I used to, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, not Magic level.
He's still good.
I feel like Magic's riding the excavators. Now that I'm in his crew, I feel like I should be able to drive around town a little bit myself, you know?
He's one of our own. He's Vancouver. He's one of our own.
Anybody that thinks building a stadium in downtown Los Angeles on the main street is an easy deal, not a chance.
We're not just here to build, a stadium or to build a team. All the owners here are really committed to doing everything we can to help the community to reunite.
Not just a soccer stadium, but it also acts as a beacon to the whole community for artists that'll perform here and other kinds of shows. This will be a formidable venue, and you will have built it.
I think what this team and what this entire movement is about is creating memories for families.
And it will materialize here. In 2 years from now, we'll be playing here. We'll all be celebrating together.
To LAFC!
The downtown stadium is a big deal. It's not just lip service. Look across the history of the league to places like Toronto, Seattle, Portland. You'll see the impact being downtown can have on a city. In LA, more than anywhere, convenience comes at a premium, so having a world-class stadium ready to rock from opening day 18 is set to turn heads. And 2 LA guys already hyped on the project are old friends of mine I got to know while they were ballers at UCLA. They just debuted their new show on Comedy Central, and while they've always had a love for soccer, MLS was only on their radar, probably for my games. Now they represent a new MLS fan taking notice of LAFC.
Yo, it's the Milkman here, and I'm gonna show you how a G does a cinnamon challenge.
That's what they do in the movies.
Hey there, cutie, you wanna hang out?
We ain't got no choice, guys. We got to jump.
Soccer was my favorite sport growing up. I enjoyed playing it. I think it was probably my best sport too. But I'm a product of society, so I grew up seeing Michael Jordan on TV or Ken Griffey Jr. Those were like my God. So I eventually kind of narrowed it down to baseball and basketball. but I don't think it was from my heart.
Magic obviously only invests in things that he really believes in, whether it's the Dodgers or the Lakers. I think he was invested in. I mean, just seeing the way that soccer has exploded in America over the past 10 years. You know, you got a guy like Magic and guys like Will Ferrell putting their stake in LAFC. Like, you know, those are savvy business people, so they get it. And I think LA is ready for that. We never really had a team that we could call our own. The Galaxy are cool, but they're in Carson. Nobody's really trying to get out that way unless you're trying to go to IKEA or something like that.
Artists get inspired by sports, and athletes get inspired by artists. It's almost like when you're an athlete, you want to be a movie star or a rapper, and when you're a rapper or a movie star, you want to be a soccer player or a basketball player. Like, how can I be the Ronaldo of animation? So I think that the cultures bounce off of each other. The show's about these bench warmers on the basketball team that think they're legends in their own mind, and Joe and I pretty much are these characters. At UCLA, we were bench warmers, and we were legends in our own mind.
One of the mottos we live by is you don't have to be a star to shine. We always found a way to have an impact on the game, even though we never got a bucket.
Brandon Beck is a new type of owner, breaking the mold in MLS. Young, creative. I mean, how many video game moguls do you know out there investing in soccer?
My co-founder Mark Merrill and I founded Riot kind of out of our apartment. In 2006, we quit our jobs and we just wanted to take a crack. And we thought our products would appeal to a very niche audience like us. We had no idea how big that audience would become. League provides a really competitive, team-based experience. And to be really good at the game, to play at the highest level, you have to play really effectively with a team.
When you talk about it, it reminds me of my playing days in MLS and working within a team.
There's actually a lot of similarities. It really does become a sport in a way. Like, you have that discipline and competitive spirit of an athlete. Watching those pro players play, learning from them, emulating them, or just see them like pull off like magical moves is really exciting.
I meet kids sometimes, I'll go talk to them about my experience playing in MLS, and you know, they listen and kind of like, all right, whatever, you're old now, you're not playing. And then all of a sudden, invariably, there's one point where one kid will raise their hand and be like, wait, are you in FIFA? And like, then they start taking me seriously. What drew you to this opportunity to be an owner of LAFC?
I want to see soccer win in Los Angeles. I want to see soccer win in this country on the global stage. Our League of Legends audience, I mean, they're obviously young. They're also global. So like, the competitive scene exists on a global stage. I think soccer is kind of the same way, where it's a global sport.
So I was taking a look at I got the little Riot Games manifesto. I saw the first one is player experience first.
Yeah.
And for me as a former player, I was like, an MLS owner coming in with players first mentality from a different background was like really refreshing to see.
That's just our mentality, is try to let our players really be our compass and be as connected as possible.
Sounds good, man. If I could get these legs to work again, I would try out for LAFC.
When I found out LAFC hired John Thorrington as Executive VP of Soccer Operations, I knew it wasn't a vanity hire. We were teammates back in Chicago, carpool mates too, and when we'd come back, he was always the one who was heading to business school instead of just to hang out. He really checks all the boxes, having played for Man U at 16, throughout Europe, and then coming back to MLS, and even some with the national team.
Oh my God. I'm missing a headband.
While I love John, always been a guy I've counted on for advice, I've still got a bone to pick about one play.
I've been waiting for a while to ask you about this play. 07, you scored the goal against the Galaxy to clinch the playoffs for the Fire. And there was some discrepancy about the assist. Can you take me through that?
I remember Beckham had the ball, Blanco had the ball, it rolled to you. A ball just got played perfectly over the top. It was just set up for me. I couldn't do anything but score it, and I thought it was a deflected pass.
I remember you going in the media, reading it in the article, and you saying it was a deflected pass. I don't know how it got here.
If I could take that back, I'd give you all the credit.
Okay, cool. This is for my personal archive.
Right. I left here almost 20 years ago to go and play. Was afforded incredible opportunities all over the world, and I really see this as the most exciting one. The Galaxy have been the most successful team throughout the first 20 years of MLS, and our goal is to displace them and make sure that we are for the next 20 years the most successful.
You guys worried about coming in LA, flashing the 5 rings at you guys?
You rise to the level of expectation, and if that's our bar that we're reaching for, I would rather have it be 5 titles than no titles.
For a club that has the star power of will and magic, you're going to feature these big name players, all this celebrity around the club. But you told me to come here to the Arts District to check out some 12-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see a bunch of Latin kids, black, white, everybody, and that's distinctively LA to me.
And that's the brand promise, right? It's unite the world city through the world's game, and this looks like LA, right? So our team looks like LA. It's the diverse makeup of our city, and I think that will be reflected in our 12-year-olds all the way through to our MLS team.
Look, you can't have sports in LA without that entertainment piece. It's just a part of it. And to be honest, LA, they bring the stars, and MLS needs that. I know people in other markets get annoyed by it, but look what Beckham did for our sport. And it's been that way in other sports as well. You look at Showtime with the Lakers, Fernando Mania with the Dodgers, Gretzky, the great one. LA's always understood that and been on the forefront. And LAFC is next. You know they're going to have the big stars. They can do it. Look at their ownership group. But I think what's encouraging for me to see is they understand it's not just about the stars. They're building a culture and a community around the club with diverse voices, people that are influencing how this game is going to be played in this city from the future going forward. You always got to entertain in LA, but in order to really make it here, you got to build from the ground up.